Hello everyone, welcome back to Vivid Earth. Not sure if you can hear my tuning fork, but I've got one going here with the Earth's frequency to get us started. I hope you can hear that. Anyway, I hope you're all well. It's been a crazy couple of days. I must say the energies are a little bit off the charts. Yeah, just a lot of headaches. Third eye decalcification or something going on. I hope. Otherwise, it's the chemtrails, but we forge forward. So I hope you've all been well and you've enjoyed my uh, interview with Elisa yesterday that went up yesterday. And I'm just doing a quick one because in about 20 minutes, I'm on with Richard. So that one will go out tomorrow. So I just thought I'd come in here, pop in here to say hello, touch on a few things that's going on in the world. And yeah, and as I was just thinking, what is all this energy? I came across Alexander Quinn's post. Um, he summed it up quite well. He said the current energy coming in is incredibly strong and sustained. While there was a slight retreat in intensity yesterday, the frequency picked up again about 2 hours ago, and not subtly. This latest wave is hitting at approximately double the energetic intensity. While conventional science might register these geomagnetic fluctuations at around 4.5 kp, what many of you are likely feeling in your bodies and energetic fields is far beyond that, closer to a 12 kp plus on a subtle soul level scale. Remember, standard measurements can't fully account for the multidimensional effects of these incoming light codes and plasma surges. What the mind may not grasp, the body and energy fields certainly do. You might notice things like increased sensitivity and emotional intensity, physical symptoms like dizziness, heart palpitations, or body heat, sudden fatigue or energy spikes, vivid dreams, or difficulty sleeping. This is part of the rapid clearing and realignment process currently underway. Stay grounded, hydrate, and rest when needed. Your system is upgrading, not fading. So that's a little bit of comfort there for us. We've had so much rain over the last day in Cape Town. It's so strange. It just was coming down yesterday and it just wouldn't stop. So today we have a break and the garden is very happy. And other than that, what's going on in the world? Lots of tariff wars back and forth. And the people that don't understand what's going on, they just like freaking out and think, Trump is upsetting the apple cart everywhere. And they don't understand what's going on beyond the surface, but you will see what's happening in the results in the aftermath. The EU as obviously came to the party and said, okay, no, we'll do zero tariffs, zero for zero, and we're ready to negotiate. Whereas before they were very, very, um, what is the word? Stubborn and arrogant about it. Now that it's happened, well, not anymore. And then China, so there's at the moment going on something with China. China is digging its heels against Trump's further 50% tariff announcement. But hey, they're not going to dig their heels for too long because who's their biggest market? Okay, their biggest export market. So things are getting interesting. And, unfortunately, these kind of shifts and revaluation of financial processes and currencies around the world is necessary. The stock market is going crazy. Billions, trillions have been wiped out. The only billionaire that actually made money in the last couple of days is Ted Turner. Very interesting. He's also, well, he's been known to he's pulled out billions over the last couple of months. Like every couple of months, and I would say, or most of it happened in the last 6 to 9 months. Every time he does it in like increments. He literally removes billions. So I'm really wondering what's going on there behind the scenes, because either he knows something we don't, or I don't know, Executive Order 13818, maybe. So, and just more is being revealed. There's a post that went up earlier. The new non-citizen security, social security numbers issued. So in the year 2021, in the financial year 2021, 270,000 non-citizens received social security numbers. It jumped to 590,000 in 2022. That's double. Then it jumped to 964,000 in 2023. That's almost double again. And then it more than doubled in 2024. What happened in 24? Okay. I think we had the elections, didn't we? So it went up to over 2 million in 2024. So yeah, this is supposed to be like their little secret that no one was going to pick up, the lefties, the liberals, but Doge picked it up, and they won't be skipping a beat. They will not miss anything. They are now going after congressmen and women that seem to have gotten rich rather quickly, and they're investigating that. Nancy Pelosi being first on that list. So, the cleanup is underway, and the public show of that is what we're seeing currently. I am pretty sure all of these things have already been done. It's just the rollout to the public, which needs to happen in stages so that they can actually take notice, because if you don't, there'll be too much to see, and it will just get buried in the news. That's why it's important to do it in stages. Then what else is happening? A lot of dark stuff have been revealed as well. There's the topic that's coming up again. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry, some noise in the garden, but hopefully not too much of an interruption. So the Cannibal Club came into our focus again, on Telegram. Interestingly, it's a real thing for those who didn't know. There is something called the Cannibal Club, and you can be a member, and you can actually eat human flesh. So they have a restaurant, and it's like a whole thing. They've got all these amazing menus and events happening. It is a real thing. Like, they don't even hide this stuff, The thing is, the website is still up. You can actually go and check it out at cannibalclub.org. So, I have a feeling a lot of dark stuff, dark secrets are about to come out very soon. The whole Hillary, drama coming into focus again. She was very, very buddy with Kim Kardashian as well, amongst other people. So we will see all of this coming out again. And then news about these poor boys. It's just too horrific to even, fathom. Boys from poor families are taken to dance for Taliban officials and Islamic groups in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and they are shaking their butts, like literally. You can imagine what happens after that dance. And apparently it's called Bachabazi. It is just horrific. I mean, it's horrific. I just don't have any words. And I don't know when all this stuff is coming out, but really, enough is enough. All this stuff needs to come out in the open, and something has to be said. I mean, there's little girls of 9 years old that go, that has to marry men of 65 years plus, because these families are too poor, so they need the money. So they literally sell their children in the Middle East. It's too horrific to even comprehend. I don't know, I can't imagine what life would be like for these little girls and these little boys, but something's got to happen. Now we know the tunnels have been cleared out already, but hopefully all the other atrocities that are not even being hidden from us, really, will come out as well. It's just some of these things are hard to believe. I mean, even in the US now, you've got Supreme Court Justice Roberts indefinitely blocks court order requiring return of alleged El Salvador MS-13 gang member. This past Monday, President Trump asked the US Supreme Court to intervene and grant an emergency stay of the judge's order to return alleged MS-13 gang member Abrego Garcia to the United States. Roberts granted the Trump administration a stay on Judge Cena's, I don't know how you pronounce his name, order pending resolution. The lawyers for Abrego Garcia have until Tuesday, April 8th to respond. Really? He gets time to respond? He's an absolutely, dangerous gang member. You don't need permission. Just ship this guy out of here. Just he must go. And then, of course, lots of, news about President Trump hosting Netanyahu in the White House, in the Oval Office. And people are saying, yeah, look what we told you. He's just a Zionist puppet. You need to know that there's much more going on behind the surface. And of course, other people just think it's ridiculous that we even say that. But, the truth will come out. That's for sure. And so just sit quietly, wait for the truth to come out, because once the penny drops, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. Now, it's interesting how much gold was on display in the Oval Office. Is that a sign? A lot of gold on display in the Oval Office as he was meeting with Netanyahu. And in terms of, the markets, the idea of the dead cat bounce is coming in again. This Q post read: extreme efforts to kill login devices, extreme efforts to censor, extreme efforts, dead cat bounce, enjoy the show, bring the rain, bring the flood, never mind the rain. So certainly very interesting. There was a big short attack in the US as well, actually the biggest in US history. This happened last week. So Wall Street intentionally plunged the markets to attack Trump and the middle class citizens of the country. But I'm sure he's got all this that he already expected. Using quantum computers, they know exactly all the tactics that these guys are going to pull. So don't even worry about it. It's not even an issue. So there's a reason for everything. Just wait it out and you'll see. Now, people are freaking out that Trump pulled a chair out for Netanyahu, but he literally does it for everyone. He did it for the president of India, France. He does it for everyone. People think it's a sign of respect, and maybe it is, but there was a certain analogy that was used that when you pull out a chair, it's actually normally for a female, right? And she's the one receiving, and the man is the one taking the action. In other words, these presidents have to do whatever Trump says they need to do, right? Have you thought about that? These are all signals, but unfortunately, a lot of people miss that. So what else, guys? I've got a few minutes left. President Trump is expected to have a military parade in the streets of Washington, something he has wanted since his first term in office. The parade never came to be during his first term, but times may have changed. Plans for a military parade are apparently in the works for Saturday, June 14th, which is the 250th anniversary of the US Army, Flag Day, as well as Mr. Trump's 79th birthday. So that's interesting. Why do I feel like things will be in a very different space by then, right? I just feel like things are going to get crazy now, and they're going to escalate and probably stabilize, at least somewhat stabilize by June, July. That's my feeling. But we shall see. So basically now the US, with all their tariffs and all the freaking out, they've had already almost 70 countries that have now approached them wanting to help rebalance the global trade, because that's what Trump is doing. People don't like change. They like things to stay the same. But if things are not fair and if things are not working, it has to change. So, again, the short-term pain for long-term gain. That's what we're looking at. So people that are just like overanalyzing. I've had seen people writing theses on the effect of these tariffs, particularly in our country in South Africa. I'm just like, stop wasting your energy. Of course, these people have big businesses and they're worried what it's going to do to their businesses and the effect of that. I'm so glad I'm not stuck in the 3D matrix where I have to worry about these things, because honestly, there's a much bigger play here that we have to remember. And I am more than willing, and I'm sure you are too, to have some short-term pain for long-term gain. Because when things need to be reset, it's going to be uncomfortable for some people. There's going to be a period of destabilization, right? But there's no gain without that. Unfortunately, it's got to be done. And then things will readjust. And yes, there will be some jobs lost. There will be some people's businesses suffer, all of these things. But if you think about the much bigger picture, it's easier to stomach, because we are moving towards a future that looks very different from what it is now. And that's ultimately what we are looking for. For just now, we've seen the world's 500 richest people lost 500 billion this week. And it's not the first time. But this one is the largest ever recorded by Bloomberg. And as I said before, the only one that made money is Warren Buffett. Sorry, did I say Ted Turner? I'm sorry, I confused the two. It's actually Warren Buffett. My brain is a little bit funny these days. Yesterday, I told Richard I was listening to a new video put up. He was speaking to a beautiful tarot card reader from the US, and there was a section of that discussion that I distinctly remember hearing. I remember where I was standing. I remember the words. I remembered everything about it. And then I thought, well, am I watching this video again, or what's going on? And I looked at when it was uploaded, and it was only uploaded a couple of hours prior. I definitely had not listened to it before, but I heard the exact words, the tonation, everything a few days prior. So timelines wonky much. Who knows what went on there, but I think we are sort of drifting and jumping between timelines constantly to secure this higher timeline. But hey, who am I to say? So, just some of the top 10 billionaires that lost billions recently. Elon Musk actually top of the list. He lost 19 billion. No, where was this now? Yeah, 19 billion. And in the past year to date, 130 billion. So you see, it's not very profitable to do what these men are doing. Even Trump lost billions during his first presidency. They're not doing this to get rich, as opposed to previous presidents and congressmen that when they entered office, like quadrupled times 10 their wealth. You can look at all of the past presidents and how much money, what their worth was before and what it is after. So what does that mean? The presidency actually helped them get rich, because why? Either they get notified of certain stock market, things, events before they happen, or which we call insider trading, right? Or certain connections, or, companies or that is owned by family members suddenly get contracts that are worth billions, and that's how they get rich. So Elon was top of the list. Then we had Jeff Bezos. He's lost 7 billion, and year to date is 45 billion. Mark Zuckerberg lost almost 10 billion, and year to date 28 billion. Bernard Arnault lost 5 billion, and the year to date 18 billion. And we know what's going on with those guys and the exposure of Salma Hayek, who I used to love. But anyway, now I see them for who they really are. Owners of the Kering Group, right? And that includes Gucci, Balenciaga, and all these Christie's. Is it Christie's auctions? Yeah, all these nefarious companies. Bill Gates was next on the list. He's lost over 6 billion this year. Warren Buffett lost 10 billion this year, but year to date he's actually up by 12 billion. So he's certainly got some insider communication there. Larry Ellison lost 10 billion. He's down 42 billion for the year. Larry Page down 4.5 billion, lost 34 billion year to date. I'm going to stop there because I have to jump on another Zoom. I just couldn't wait another day to drop in here and to say hello. Please, don't forget, we've got a beautiful retreat coming up, transformation retreat, in a beautiful town called Stanford, just outside of Cape Town, 3-day or 3-night, 4-day retreat. So if you want to join, check out my website, vividearth.org. Also, if you're Joburg based or know anyone in Joburg, I'll be there at the end of the month. I will be doing a gathering, my New Earth Collective gathering on the 2nd of May. It's Friday, 2nd of May from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. I would love to see you there. Again, the details are on my website and it's also in the links below. So just scroll down in the links and you'll find it there. And don't forget to subscribe and share. I love you guys so much and I love all your comments and interaction. I don't always get time to speedily respond, but I do try and respond to all of you. So just be patient and sending you all so much love for a beautiful week ahead. Let's get ready. The green light is there for go and we are ready. Sending you much love.